uscis.gov. And some of you wonder, Janet, is that true? Yes. I read it with my own eyes. What does that mean? During the pandemic, they say they tried so hard, okay, to get as many people as possible to use these green cards. But unfortunately or fortunately, they did not use them. And so America is saying, hey, we have all these green cards. If you think you qualify, go ahead and apply. I'm not joking. That is what America said. America said, we have extra green cards. If you qualify, please go ahead and apply. And I will explain. It's not, oh, Janet, we missed the DV lottery. Do I qualify? That's not what I'm saying. Okay? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what kind of green cards America is saying they have in excess. To be precise, 65,000 unused green cards. America announced, if you qualify, apply. In fact, they say, go ahead and apply. What does that mean? Okay, thank you. I look great, you know. Okay, thank you so much. Now, let me go through green cards specifically for this video. EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5. Janet came through EB3. I'll go through all these. Place yourself somewhere. Janet, you look good. Thank you very much. EB1, and you will see why. Okay? Every year they announce green cards that can be used by different professionals, different people around the world. And by the way, keep in mind, you do not have to be in America to use these green cards. Again, I will explain how. I will explain why. These green cards are used to give permanent residency for people around the world. You qualify. There's one caveat, getting an employer. Not all of them need an employer. You missed me, Janet. I missed you too. Okay, not all of them need the employers. Okay, so let's go step by step. I'll keep it short. Let's go through EB1. I'll go all the way. Stay tuned to EB5. You place yourself somewhere. EB1, extraordinary abilities. We are talking about people who have made scientific discoveries. They've discovered penicillin. Okay, they've gone to the moon. Okay, you get the point. They are the best in soccer. Okay, they've won the European championships. They've won the African championships. They've won the Asian championships. Okay, maybe they want to come and play for America. Whatever sport, extraordinary, talented, gifted people, they can apply a petition for EB1. They do not have to wait. If they prove, they never wait. Approved immediately. Okay, now you get the point. I'm done with EB1. I'm very brief. Those, by the way, if you don't know, green cards are permanent residencies. They are permanent visas. From now on, you'll be hearing Janet saying permanent visa, temporary visa. Permanent means you come here in the embassy, you don't prove anything. They know you're coming here permanently. Temporary, you have to prove that you have ties back home, not permanent visas. Number one, we are done EB1. Let's go to EB2. Again, EB2, close to EB1, but a little bit a step lower. These are researchers. They've written papers. Maybe you're a teacher. Very extraordinary. You've written to a newspaper. You've been featured in a newspaper. You've been featured on radio. You've shown the ability to be helping the community, and you have clear documentation. You have a PhD, okay? You've written in well-renowned research articles, okay? In whatever field of study, not just scientific study. It could be history. Okay, it could be business, but you've been featured, you know very well, you are very educated, PhD, and many other ways. EB2. You do not have to be in America. You can petition. Yes, listen to me. Yes, you can. So those are the unused green cards that America is saying they are not used. Okay, now let me just move away from those because most of us have not discovered penicillin. Most of us, we've not won valuable championships. We are not marathon runners. We are not long distance runners. We are not soccer players. Okay, so let's go to EB3. Janet is in America because of EB3. Did you know that? Who is EB3? EB3 are skilled workers. Who is a skilled worker? Someone that has 3 to 4 years of education. By the way, there is a misconception. It's in any field. Let me just be clear, it's in any field. Now, the reason why some fields are more popular is because employers lack people. And that's why nursing becomes very popular. They fall under that. Did you know that that same green card the nurses win, even you can win? You can get it. Okay? You can get it. By the way, someone says politicians and you think it's a joke, but sometimes I think there's a visa for politicians. I'll do more research and present. It's just that many politicians don't follow Janet. So I'll be doing a video for 2 people. Okay, just like when I do a video about medical doctors, not so many people watch. Not so many people can achieve that. They don't believe in themselves to do that. Okay, but when I talk about green cards, most of us qualify. You understand? So EB3, skilled workers, 3 to 4 years of education. And let me just tell you why you fall here. Let me use a quick example. I'm not being biased, okay? But let's use a common example that you all know, because I received so many questions. Janet, I have a diploma. I'm asked, do I qualify? And I tell them, yes. Do you have a license? So they are looking at the registered nurse license, 3 to 4 years. That means any field. But what is the catch on EB3? This is the catch. You have to secure an employer. Believe me, Janet is looking for them. As soon as I find them, I will announce here. Janet will be knocking on the door. Hey, USCIS, I'm here with clients. They're the ones who said, I read it. Come and apply if you think you qualify. Many people come to America. They go to these schools, American schools, they qualify. What is the catch? An American employer. And let me spend some time in this category. Why I say American employers? Because there is a process. EB1, there is no labor certification. EB2, I don't think there's labor certification. So let's say labor certification, and this one is also in Canada. What is labor certification? Labor certification means the employer, when they decide to give you this, yes, engineers, yes, you qualify. Again, the thing is, do you have an employer willing to file for you? And listen, you engineer, civil engineer, this is why the labor certification becomes, important. So if you understand this, you will know that everyone qualifies. So if the employer comes and says, civil engineer, we need you, the law says that they have to go and post that job, and they have a time frame. Don't quote me, maybe 6 months for the sake of this video, where that job has to be on the job board. And then when that period passes, now the employer goes and says, hey, this job was there for 6 months. No American applied, because they do not want to jeopardize Americans that need that job. From experience, honestly, I don't know how they do it, but they always approve the nurses. You think there is no nurse applying for job, no American nurse, because there are just too many jobs. But it's a protocol. So understand, labor certification means the employer has liked you, they want to petition for you, but they have to go and post the job for 6 months or 4 months. And then once they prove that there is no American willing to pick up this job, then voila, they can go ahead and now petition for you that EB3 category. Okay, for skilled workers, they are going to fill a form. I think it's the I-130. Okay, to give you a green card in America. So you understand what labor certification is. EB3, number 1, labor certification. Number 2, you have to have an employer. Are we getting the point? Now, from now on, some of you used to think only nurses can go to America. Only nurses. No. You just have to have an employer willing to prove. And this is another reason why they do labor certification. They want to make sure that the employer will not misuse the immigrant. They do not want the wages to be suppressed. So they have to promise to pay you the equivalent of the American citizen. So if you are working under the same education, they are not going to suppress, because that will bring the American salaries down. They cannot afford that. So if they pay nurses 60,000, they cannot say, okay, now that the immigrant is desperate, we are going to pay them 40,000. They cannot say that. They have to meet the equivalency of an American citizen to keep the salaries good. Now, some of you come here and you're doing nursing with agents. Janet, I feel like they're paying us less. My God. People are doing traveling. They're earning a lot of money. And me, I'm stuck with this agent. They are just true stories. They are misusing us. They are just giving us small money. No. Listen. This agent has given you a green card. Look at the green card. Look at the price, my friend. Your children will be American citizens. 3 years is nothing compared to that green card. My friend, even if the agent came and told me they'll give me $15 an hour in exchange of a green card for 3 years, I'm taking it. Be positive, my people. I hope someone is listening. In the future, we should not have people that come from home start whining. You will make them not to come and pick other people that are still there. Okay, if they know people from a particular country like complaining, they will shy away from coming. Okay, now EB3, skilled workers. Have I just helped someone? So it's everyone of you listening today. And let me just give you encouragement. Trust me, trust me. If you can talk to an American employer today and explain, by the way, most employers in America do not understand these processes unless they've been in fields that are very desperate and they are used to bringing foreign workers. Going to these people, they don't know what you're saying. But I believe if you're listening to me today and you explain to them, I will not be surprised some of you going through this pathway, because it's not just meant for people who are already in America. If you're here, of course, it's easier, especially if you've had this American education, a master's or a PhD, it's just easier. But it doesn't mean they can't bring you from home if you have IT. Okay, even doctors come on J1, but this is how they end up getting these visas, these green cards. Okay, many of you following me, medical doctors, J1, they come on under J1 and then they waive them at the end of the course because it's up to the national interest. They say we are going to serve underserved populations. So I've spent enough time on these EB3, H1B visas. They are good for 3 years. They can extend them to 6 years. But before the 6 years end, these are the categories they use to give people green cards. Skilled workers. Do you understand? Now, today, now you've understood. If you've been following Janet for the first time, now this is Janet Rangi. Okay? EB1, EB2, EB3. Let's go to EB4. EB4, I don't think you need even labor certification, but you need an employer. Okay, who is this EB4? EB4 is for religious workers, pastors, priests, catechists, people who have done a master's of divinity, people who have done a PhD in divinity or those religious studies. Okay, they get this. So if you're someone who is a pastor or a religious worker and you are listening to me, you can get a green card. What is the tricky thing? Me, if I were you, I'll approach the prison system. That is one place where people don't work. And pastors and priests are needed to give the good word to prisoners. They can petition for you what? A green card. I have people that came from that I knew in California working the prison system. They got green cards. Okay, you don't. Some of you, when you think of pastors, you're just you think of the church. You're not thinking of hospitals. Hospitals need chaplains. All hospitals, for your information, they need chaplains. Okay, many social organizations, they need pastors, priests, missions. Okay, non-government organizations, so many places. So don't just think of the church, but prison system, of course, that one, they need religious workers. Always they are needed. That is EB4, specifically for religious workers. Okay, now I'll go to number 5. And by the way, this is not an exhaustive list of green cards. Do not listen and say, Janet, I listened to your green card story and I didn't see myself. I haven't touched other ways of green cards. If you follow Janet, keep following, she'll come and explain to you how people get green cards in other ways. Okay, now EB5. This one, I don't know who is listening to me, but you'll be surprised how many people listen to me. If you are a very successful person and you want your children to be in America, this is a pathway for you. If you have $1 million US, you can petition under investment. That is EB5. It's for international people wanting to start a business in the United States and show that they will employ Americans, and mostly in rural areas where they think there is no what? Employment, which, of course, me being here, it's not an issue of employment, I'll be honest. In fact, those places have employment, they have no one to work. It's the opposite. But we are here to present what they say. Okay? During hard economic times, they need investors. Investors get what? EB5. What is the qualification? Moolah, dollars, money, money, money. That's all you need. That's not all you need, but you get the point. Okay, there is a maximum. So if you are listening to me and you are a rich person, and by the way, they listen to me, and you have no way, Janet has explained, and you really want your children, when you are going to those circles of important people and you are dressed up, you want to look so special, this is the visa. This is the visa to apply because you have the money. Okay? EB5. Now, there are many kinds of, but these are I just had to break down for you. This is what America has announced, that they have excess green cards that they did not use. When Janet presents these topics, you think maybe she's just enticing you. No, 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 no. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. When I put a topic here, I mean it and I usually deliver. Have I just delivered? It's true. They've announced that they need people in these fields. So if you qualify EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5, they'll be more than happy to help you. Again, the catch is an employer. I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm helping people like lab technologists, physical therapists, people in the medical field. You understand? The catch is the employer. Some of them will come for a consultation and I will explain how they can get licenses. But in the end, I tell them, okay, now you'll do it yourself. You'll get a license. What next? You need an employer. Same thing with Canada. So in the end, you still need people who know these things, because in the end, you need an employer. It comes down to an employer. Okay? For those who are meeting Janet for the first time, there are other forms of green cards, of course, through marriage, asylum. And one thing is, some of you apply things without paying attention to what the law says. If, for example, let me use an example of people who file for asylum. Janet, if you fear persecution, and it's very specific, it has to be political, social, okay, or religious. You cannot just go and start giving other reasons out of that. I was abused as a child. Go to social work or call the police. Do you understand? Like, get the point. If I tell you to apply for hardship, there are specific reasons. I'm going to apply that I came from a poor family and I was hoping for a scholarship. Again, they will deny you. Follow instructions. If I tell you for you to get a work permit, you read the instructions. Okay? How do I get a hardship work permit? Do you understand? The currency has changed, which now is the best time actually. When I came, the exchange rate was 100. Now the exchange rate is 115. The difference is clearly written. You quote that. You lost a job on campus. You have a letter showing you lost a job. They've increased fees. Tuition used to be maybe 2,500. Now tuition is 3,500. Clear. Why are you going to start saying stories? I was born poor. I wanted a scholarship. I did not get a scholarship. I lost a scholarship. Did they tell you that? This is a country that you follow directions. It's the same thing I tell you when I'm helping people to apply for emergency appointments at the embassy. I always get, and I know I will get, because I read clearly and I follow directions. That was besides the point. I was just telling you, don't come and say EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5, that's all you get green cards. No, I didn't even mention the lottery. Did I mention the US lottery? I did not mention the US lottery. I did not mention marriage. I've spoken about asylum. There are many ways of getting green cards. Okay? Through employment, through family, through extended families. If you are an extended family to a family member, if you are a spouse of an American citizen, if you are a child under 21. So you see, there's an umbrella of all these kinds of green cards. America has announced green cards that are available. This was not a joke. I love you so much. Merci beaucoup. Asanteni sana. Muchas gracias. I will see you in the next video. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. I love you so much. Keep coming. I will see you in the next video. Kwaheri. Have a good day. Checking out. I love you so much. Bye.